All right, so get this. Today, we're going deep into furry fandom. Specifically, we're talking about their favorite animals.
Ooh, interesting.
Right. And we're going straight to the source.
Okay.
We've got this top 10 favorite furry animals list. It's from
Yeah.
the Top 10's website.
Cool. User submitted, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, straight from the furries themselves, they voted and everything, and even shared a bunch of comments, which is really cool.
So we're getting the inside scoop, the real deal.
Exactly. And get ready for some surprises.
Yeah.
It's not your typical animal popularity contest,
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about why some of these creatures are, like, super popular.
Right.
Maybe even find some unexpected favorites along the way. What do you think?
I'm excited to dive in. These lists, they're more than just like a popularity contest. They
Right.
give us a glimpse into the heart of the fandom. Like what
I know.
speaks to them, What do they identify with, and even how they express themselves through these animal choices.
It's almost like a window into their, like, furry souls.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's start at the top with, well, the top wolf.
Huh.
No surprises here, right?
Huh.
Wolves snagged that #1 spot. But why are they such a hit in the furry world?
Well, think about the classic image of a wolf. Powerful, independent, leading the pack. Those are all like strong traits, strength, loyalty. I mean, it's an animal that just embodies those things. And it's clear that these really resonate within the fandom.
Yeah, I saw a comment where someone said, they're so beautiful. I am a wolf, Leomo.
Right. You can just feel the passion.
Yeah, totally.
It speaks to that desire for self-expression,
Yeah.
like finding an animal that embodies how you see yourself, or even like how you want to be seen.
It's like stepping into a different skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so coming in at a close second, we got foxes. And this is where I think you start to see the diversity of the fandom really shine.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, we're not talking about just any fox,
Yeah.
right? We're talking about a whole range of colors and personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting.
Foxes are often associated with things like cunning, intelligence,
Yeah.
but, they also have this playful side. They're mischievous.
Yeah.
And the comments, they're just full of people gushing over, like, all the different fox colors, like fiery red to sleek silver.
Yeah.
And you know what? It gives them so many artistic possibilities.
Totally. I saw one user, I think they were even arguing that foxes deserve the top spot,
Uh-huh.
which, I mean, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
It's interesting how both wolves and foxes, like, they embody this certain, like, wildness.
Yeah, it's true.
Like a connection to nature,
Yeah.
And it seems like that's a recurring theme in the fandom, I think.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if it's about, like, escaping the ordinary.
Right.
Embracing a side of themselves that might not be fully expressed in everyday life.
Totally, like unleashing your inner wolf or fox or whatever,
Exactly.
Okay, but get this. Man's best friend actually comes in at a surprising 5th place.
Really?
5th, dogs, while they are beloved, they kind of got overshadowed by those wilder counterparts.
That is surprising.
Right.
Perhaps, in this world of, like, anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah.
The familiar becomes less exotic.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe furries are seeking those creatures that, like, offer something more extraordinary.
Yeah.
Something beyond our everyday companions.
Yeah, I think so.
Like something new, something different.
Yeah. And there was one user, they were even like, how are dogs 5th?
Uh-huh. Wow.
So clearly there's some, like, passionate debate happening within the fandom about, like, what makes the ideal furry representative.
Right. It's not just about mirroring, like, real-world animal popularity.
Right.
This is about something more.
Yeah.
It's about finding an animal that speaks to your individual identity, your values, your aspirations. It's much more personal than, like, just picking your favorite animal from the zoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, we've got the charismatic wolves, the diverse and cunning foxes, the slightly dethroned, dogs. But the real surprises, they're still to come. Get ready to explore some truly unexpected choices as we continue down this list. It's about to get way more interesting.
I can't wait. Welcome back. We're picking up with some interesting stuff here.
I know, right? I'm already surprised by some of these picks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so after foxes, we have, well, cats.
Makes sense. 4th place, right.
Right.
I mean, that shouldn't shock anyone.
Of course not. Cats versus dogs, that's like the ultimate rivalry, even in the furry world,
It's a classic.
But you know what I thought was interesting? Like, the comment section, it was like buzzing with people arguing about cats.
Really?
For and against.
Oh, wow.
But like bears and leopards, who were like 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
They didn't really spark that much discussion, which I thought was kind of strange.
Huh. That is interesting. It's like maybe bears and leopards are a more like understated choice.
Yep.
You know, like they embody strength and grace,
Yeah.
but without like the same level of, I don't know, like vocal supporters or detractors.
Maybe, yeah, they're just kind of chilling.
Just vibing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but then things get really wild.
Okay, I'm ready.
Kangaroos come hopping in at 7th place.
Kangaroos. Wow.
I know, like who could have predicted that?
That's a curveball.
Seriously. And it really got me thinking, like, what is it about kangaroos that some furries love? Is it that they're just so unique?
Right.
Or is it like a challenge to imagine them in a human-like form? You know what I mean?
Right.
Or is there something else entirely?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And the comments, they offered some clues. Like one person said they chose a kangaroo fursona for their boyfriend
Okay.
because like he needed one.
Just 'cause.
Yeah, pretty much. And then someone else, they pointed out that like kangaroo furries are rarer than fush, but not as common as foxes.
Interesting.
So it's like they're appealing to those who like want something less conventional, you know?
Totally. That desire for individuality really shines through.
It really does. And some people even talked about like the artistic appeal of kangaroos, you know?
Yeah.
Their powerful legs, long tails, and like they stand upright, which is cool.
Oh, right. That is kind of unique.
It's like they're pushing the boundaries of what a fursona can be.
Yeah.
They're like breaking the mold.
Embracing the unconventional.
Totally. Okay, speaking of challenging conventions,
Okay.
at number 8, we've got a creature that sparks like this whole debate about what even is a furry animal.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Dragons.
Dragons.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
And like some people were like vehemently against dragons being on the list.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They were like, dragons don't belong here. They're not animals.
Strong opinions.
Right. Like one person even said, I write about a dragon character and everyone thinks I'm a furry. It's so frustrating.
Wow. Strong feelings there.
Yeah. But then others, like they fully embraced it, you know?
Yeah.
And it really made me think about like how the fandom is evolving.
It's true. It's always changing.
And it raises this question of like, is furry fandom just about real world animals? Or is there room for, you know, mythical creatures and fantasy stuff?
Yeah, that's a fascinating question. It's like, where do you draw the line?
Exactly. It's like we're witnessing this blurring of lines between like fantasy and reality.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It makes you wonder how pop culture, like, plays a role in all this.
Right.
Or even, like, the growing acceptance of all kinds of different identities, you know?
Totally. And like just the power of imagination.
Right. It's amazing.
Okay, so we got to round out our top 10 here.
Okay, let's do it.
Coming in at number 9, we've got tigers.
Classic.
I know, right? Those majestic and powerful felines, always a good choice.
Definitely.
But then, in 10th place, we have a truly heartwarming pick. The hyena.
Ah, the hyena. They often get a bad rap.
No.
But it seems like they're finding some appreciation in the furry community.
Yeah, definitely. And like one user shared this really touching story about like identifying with hyenas because they were bullied as a kid.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? And they saw this parallel between themselves and these so-called misunderstood animals.
Oh, that's really powerful.
It really is. And it really speaks to the emotional depth
Yeah.
of these choices, you know?
Absolutely. It's not just about, like, physical attributes or personality traits.
Yeah.
It's about finding an animal that reflects your own experiences, your
Yeah.
struggles, your values, even.
Totally. It's about finding a sense of belonging, like you're not alone.
Exactly. A place where you can be yourself.
And there's so much more to explore.
I know, right?
We're just getting started.
Exactly. We've got the newcomers and contenders list,
Ooh, we ready?
where things get even more diverse.
Bring it on.
It's going to be a wild ride.
So
Okay, so we've gone through the top picks, right? Those newcomers, those contenders.
many cool animals.
I know. But, like, I'm thinking there's got to be something more to it than just picking an animal you think is cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like it's got to be deeper than that.
These choices, you know, they often reflect something like way deeper about the person, like their personality, even their values, their aspirations, you know? It's like each animal embodies all these characteristics that like resonate with whoever chooses it.
So it's like a furry personality test.
Kind of, yeah. Like think about it. Someone who chooses a wolf, they might be drawn to like their strength, that pack mentality, you know,
Yeah.
the loyalty. And then a fox persona, well, that could suggest someone who's cunning, intelligent, maybe even a little mischievous.
Okay, so if I picked a sloth, does that mean I'm lazy?
Well, not necessarily. It could also mean you value, peace and quiet, taking things slow.
Okay.
It's about finding an animal that reflects how you see yourself, or even how you aspire to be.
So it's not just like surface level stuff.
Yeah.
It's about like the animal's essence.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And, this whole idea of animal symbolism, it's been around forever,
Yeah.
Different cultures, they've given, like, specific meanings to animals.
Oh, right, right.
Like, weaving them into mythology, folklore,
Like owls are wise.
Yeah. And lions are courageous, stuff like that.
Right, right.
And all those associations, they can influence how we connect with different animals.
So it's like we're tapping into this, like, collective understanding of what those animals mean.
Yeah, almost like a shared unconscious.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yeah, it is.
So, like, going back to our list, those wolves at the top, the foxes,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of embody that wildness, the independence.
Yeah.
And then the kangaroos, they're all about, like, being unique, unconventional.
Right. It's so cool how those deeper meanings emerge when you look at it that way.
It really is. And the hyenas, I mean,
Yeah.
remember that user who said they identified with a hyena because they were bullied?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Like, it really shows how powerful these animal choices can be for people who feel misunderstood.
It's like they offer comfort,
Yeah.
validation, even
That
like...
you're not alone.
Exactly. And it makes you realize that furry fandom is more than just the costumes and the conventions.
Right.
It's this space for self-discovery.
It is.
For exploring who you are.
Yeah.
For finding that sense of belonging.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of furry favorites, I have one last thought.
Okay.
Like, if you had to choose a fursona, what animal would it be?
Ooh, good question.
And why? Like, what does your choice say about you?
Yeah, what does it say about all of us, right?
And what does this whole thing tell us about, like, that human desire to connect with nature?
It really makes you think. Maybe by exploring that connection,
Yeah.
we learn more about ourselves and our place in the world.
I think so, too. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the fascinating world of furry favorites.
It's been fun.
I hope you enjoyed exploring with us. And until next time, keep diving deep.